Greetings, YouTube. I don't care if it's crystal openings or editorial rants, game offer breakdowns. No matter how much I try to diversify my content on this channel, after a while, it just feels stale. It feels stale to you. It feels stale to me. And everything feels stale. And this game feels stale. I think that's the biggest complaint right now. That we're just stuck. The future of the game is 7-star crystals and Titan crystals. But it's very hard to get those shards right now. So they're still pushing like 6-star shards, even though 7-star shards are out. Heck, they keep pushing featured Cavalier crystals, even though we know that Mythic Nexus can now be bought for $5 a piece. And on top of that, we haven't seen like Mythic Paragon crystals or 7-star 6 stones or 7-star Awakening gems. Everything's just waiting. The economy of the game is waiting. So all this is to say that I look forward to trying new things on my channel, even if they fail. Like, I don't know if anybody enjoyed the 5 worst champs of each class is voted on by people who watch my live streams. But it was new, and it was different, and it was fun. And yeah, I could have just ranted about the 5 champs I don't like the most, but why not have people vote on them? And I don't think anybody had ever done that before. Same thing with the tier list where people vote on the best champs within their own class. Like, it's just something different. And I'll only do it every couple months, but it's something that gives me a week of broadcasts where I just say, all right, this is going to be unique. I woke up this morning to an email in my inbox that kind of made me smile because, and visually, I don't know how exactly we're going to show this. I guess in theory, the best way would be to blacken the screen and go to my man Brian Shadow Strike and have him pull up the same images as we did yesterday, which have like 1 billion different advertisements. I mean, this site must just run. But we're going to bring up the Daniel Moonstar Marvel bio first. Because this summoner, whose name in real life, I guess, is Rebel, like Rebel Wilson. And if your parents name you Rebel, that's a high bar. But he said for Danny Moonstar, aka Danielle Moonstar, she is Native American like himself. And then Rebel said this is what they think the powers should be. So this is kind of like concept design, but also optimistic hope in a way. Her powers are considered telepathic and psionic. She is able to alter emotions in people. So if Kabam has done her right, she could put most debuffs on champs. Cowardice, taunt, even armor break, if you look at it emotionally. Now, remember when everybody was like, oh, Century's going to be Hyperion 2.0? And then Century was like Hyperion 0.000002.0? Yeah, that might be this case. But on paper, this is what the summoner is saying from the comics. For that matter, synergies could buff up any teammate, making them emotionally stronger. Synergies could be with Sunspot, Magic, even Valkyrie, just to name a couple. She's not particularly strong in the comics, however, she can talk to animals and see through their eyes. Typical stereotype for the time for Native Americans, but still very cool. She lost her powers in the House of M's story, but gained Valkyrie-like powers. She can also make weapons with her mind, usually a bow and arrow. She debuted in the New Mutants comic books with Sunspot, jumped around teams, but is not used often. This means in MCOC she will be overpowered, much like the other D-list comic champs. Because there's that whole, if they suck in the comics, they're really great in the game, and if they're great in the comics, they suck in the game. Tags should be New Mutants, X-Men, and X-Force. He believes that that's a pretty straightforward design, and that Lady Deathstrike, who again I'm doing my best before I pull up this visual to actually cut out the ads that are just taking over this page. Lady Deathstrike. There we go. Complicated character. Pretty much all the powers of Wolverine. Her storyline is a lot darker. her only real goal was to kill Wolverine. She had adamantium added to her body to become the ultimate killing machine, including killing Wolverine. She should have a great bleed and heal, which I did cover briefly on my last video. Synergy should be with Wolverine, Sabretooth, Omega Red, maybe Weapon X, maybe Old Man Logan. If they are nice, some Deadpools, LOL, as any other product. She hasn't interacted with a lot of the comic book universe, so the tags should just be villain. I think those are all excellent suggestions, and it's very unique to have new champions announced, or at least leaked, allegedly, and then have somebody willing to put in some specifics that they would like. So Rebel, I invite you from now on to send me your thoughts every month. This is kind of a fun, different way to discuss what champs could be in the game. Who do you think on paper is more exciting? I mean, to me, Lady Deathstrike seemed like the obvious choice from just reading the bios, but maybe I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. Either way, thank you for continuing to support my channel during these summer months. And as always, it's an honor to hear from you and use my channel to voice your thoughts and opinions.